Good morning. It's the morning after that vlog I wrote last night. That's funny. I'm not kidding, right before I hit the stop button on my vlog last night, my son started crying. He had vaccines yesterday. He's cried the whole night. And I'm sick. So it's a fun kickoff to the day. Real exact science, as you can tell. Seriously, anybody who wants to tell me that the Curly Bible palette is not holiday and winter appropriate, you're not trying. You're not even looking at the palette, I'm telling you. Well, due to the fact that we have a lot of guests arriving, I really need to be going to Costco. But I'm not able to because little guy did not sleep last night at all. Got a bunch of toys and all she wants to play with is non-toys. A little 90210 happening in the background. Oh, are you okay? Yeah. 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 It's just a truck. It's just a truck. It's just a truck. Okay, let's see. Let's see what's on our list. So apparently, coming to Costco on Wednesday night is the way to do it because this place is freaking empty. So I'm home and it's late. It's the same time right now as it was last night when I did my little vlog. Actually, let me rave to you a little more about... Yeah. If you're into makeup, I mean, like, if you're really into makeup, you probably already know the ABH formula and how good it is. But like I said, the Curly Bible, I don't really follow her. I don't know who she is. I didn't buy it to support her per se. I bought it because I like the color story. And when I saw swatches on Wayne Goss's channel, I felt like I needed to check this out a little bit. I got that and the Jackie Aina palette. This is a whole day of wear. This is awesome. I mean, this is super simple, but this would be holiday party make. I paired it with a red lipstick earlier today and loved it. I took it off when my husband got up because he doesn't really dig lipstick. He's never told me to take anything off. He doesn't care if I wear it. He knows that I like it, but also I like to kiss my kids. Don't like to smear a MAC all over them. But before I finish my emergency and go wind down, I wanted to tell you that if you have been knocking the Curly Bible palette, why? So I have been thinking about stuff, and some of my favorite YouTubers have really focused on their interest in lack of stuff, and I am rather drowning in life and stuff, and I don't want to drown in stuff anymore. I have zero interest in becoming a minimalist. It's not who I am, and I don't actually have a desire for that. I do understand the appeal for it. I'm not of the mindset to go that route, but my life is full of waste and chase for that deal, that item, that holy grail, that collection. And YouTubers like Georgia Harris really talk in depth about those concepts. And then YouTubers like Sorrel simply talk about the freedom that she experiences in her life by lack of stuff and being able to focus on life instead. And meanwhile tonight, I take the kids to Costco the epitome of stuff. And I think about how so many of us who tend to shop at Costco tend to also live a life of hoarding. Not necessarily in the very obvious sense of needing an intervention, but in the sense that my pantry and my refrigerator are so stocked with food. I mean, even before we had kids, that we look like preppers. We look like people who seriously were ready for the zombie apocalypse. We even had friends who said they would come to our house to stay if there were a zombie apocalypse. Having one of something isn't enough. I need to have backups of everything, and this is talked a lot about in the makeup community. But it's a problem in life in general, and it's just this kind of chasing of collecting and having. So that way, when we want things, we get to feel excited that we don't have to go to the store. We just have to go to our closet, or our fridge, or our pantry, or our I said closet. We fill up our closets, our pantries, our lives. I remember this one really crazy story from MTV Cribs, like the OG series back in the mid-90s, and it was when they did Tommy Lee's house, and he has a Starbucks in his house, and so many of the celebrities have their own movie theater, they have bowling alleys in their house, swimming pools inside of their house as well as outside, so they don't have to go places. But then Tommy Lee said he got tired of going to the Starbucks, and he just decided to go ahead and have a Starbucks in his house with his own barista. And that's my point. We build our lives to, I mean, not all of us, but so many of us do, so that we have everything right at our fingertips all the time. And in the end, we're not happy with that when it's time to get dressed. Having 3 closets full of things isn't enough. We feel like none of it's right, and we have to go out and buy something else. And we say we're hungry, and we have a fridge and a pantry full of food and don't want anything in there, so we go out to eat, or we go back to the store and buy more. But I mean, really, Ulta is a warehouse of makeup. Sephora is pretty much also. But really, there's a void. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna go down that path. That's just too much. It's too much. This is supposed to be Vlogmas, but especially here at Christmas, we tend to get very caught up in stuff. The stuff we have to buy other people, the stuff we want, our own Christmas list, all the sparkly, pretty things that we'll forget about, that don't matter. I'm trying to declutter my house, and I keep meaning to film it. And I've filmed very small parts of it, but there are parts that when I get into closets and start pulling stuff out to donate, I don't think until I'm halfway in there, like, oh, this would be something to film, because it's stressful. It's really stressful getting rid of things. It's so stressful. It shouldn't be that stressful getting rid of things. And it's that things have severe emotional attachments for me. And if I were into the whole Marie Kondo thing, I would get rid of all of it, because almost nothing brings you joy when you have that severe of emotional attachments and personal attachments to every freaking object in your life. Like, I can't look at a single item in my life, my house, without thinking of a person. I know that sounds so stupid, but that's a lot of weight to carry. Visually, looking around in my life, I'm emotionally bombarded all the time. I live a mundane life. Costco and overthinking things. Cooking the same boring meals over and over and over. Why you would want to watch a Vlogmas one, I don't know. Why I would want to film one, I don't know. But maybe in time, one of us will find out. Good night. Mwah.